The Stars and Stripes show is brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.
It's Gabs FM, powered to engage your world. And of course, welcome back to the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the U.S. Embassy in partnership with Gabs FM. And today's theme is National Library Day. Now listen up, the 6th of April, which was yesterday, is the National Library Day. And the celebrations are part and parcel of National Library Week, organized by the American Library Association throughout the week. And especially on this particular day, people come together to celebrate the crucial roles that libraries and of course librarians play in our society. It is also a day that we reflect on the importance of reading and how essential it is to make books accessible and of course affordable for every reader. And of course our first president Cesare Tsakama once said we should write our history books to prove that we did have a past and that it was just as worth writing and learning about it as any other. And we must do this for the simple reason that a nation and a people without a past is a people without a soul. Okay, we're going to get straight into it with the Meet America policy discussion. And of course, we have Oabile Tau, Emergent Voices Exchanges and Alumni Coordinator at the U.S. Embassy. How are you, Miss T?
I'm doing awesome, Swift. And yourself?
Fantastic. Can't complain.
It's a fantastic Friday.
Yeah, how was your week?
It was just super rocking. I love the rain, though people are complaining about it. I felt like it was really making way for my fabulous weekend to come.
I got flooded, so let's not talk about it. Go on, Atsalan.
Yep.
What book are you reading now?
Believe it or not, I am actually reading Who Ate My Cheese.
I think it's a terrible book, but moving swiftly along. Look, let's talk about libraries. National Library Day. What an important component of everyday society.
Yeah.
Ronas Botswana, sometimes we may take for granted how powerful a library is. I'm a big reader because I understand that reading takes me into all corners of the world. Let's talk about what does a library have to do with studying abroad, for example. That's one of your portfolios at the U.S. Embassy.
Exactly. Because when we're talking about emerging voices exchanges, those are exchange programs that I actually coordinate at the embassy. And so that is study abroad. And when you're talking about study abroad, that means you are here in Botswana and you are now thinking about going to learn about maybe to a new place.
Yes.
Right? So if you've never been to Michigan State, how are you going to learn about Michigan State?
Oh.
Then you go to a library.
Wow.
If at all you are making an application for school, you are making an application for an internship in the US, that means where you're going to get information about how to do it? In the library. The library is the one place which you are going to find resources that actually going to help you understand better about, number one, the place where you're going to go to, the culture where you're going to go into, the language that you're going to go to, because even there, that's where you have volumes and volumes to actually get a better understanding of. When you tell your mother I'm going to the US, you're literally giving them a picture. So you cannot separate libraries from study abroad opportunities.
Absolutely.
Because the moment you say you want to leave Botswana, you need to gather information. I know, Swift, I know. We're in the digital world.
Yeah, you read my mind. You read my mind. I won't lie. Talk to me.
I know we're in the digital world, but props to the government of Botswana, and we have worked with the government of Botswana as the U.S. Embassy in donating tablets to schools before, and I know that is also an initiative that government is doing. They're revamping libraries, and they even opened a library last year, adding to the number of libraries around. So you cannot say just you have a cell phone, so you're not going into the library. Here's the thing though, when you're talking to students, you need data to actually access some of the information, right? But then you have a national library with all the resources, which actually I think, if we look at it this way, cut costs. Maybe save your data for another research. Go into the library and use freely available data and all, and they are equipped with computers. You are able to also ask that they can scan documents for you, they can make copies for you. All these things are readily available for you in preparation of you actually going abroad.
And I like what you say, libraries of today have become digital libraries, access to not only a wealth of information in black and white books, but digital information, internet. So a library is not our kind of library, it's completely changed.
Exactly. And and a lot of people used to think that libraries is just for reading. Things have evolved within the library space. They provide spaces where even loners like you and myself, people actually don't believe it when I say I'm an introvert, but yes, it's true. I am, and I love my space. I know everybody in the studio is shaking and laughing.
Do you think, send us a message on 14962 or 3956962, do you think she is an introvert? I doubt it, but continue.
But nonetheless, to my other introverts, there's a space. If you need time to just block everything out and you just want your own space, I know I'm not saying this because we've done programmings as the U.S. Embassy. We have alumni speaker program where we have our mission staff address young people, and we utilize libraries. We've opened an American corner in Maung.
In Maung?
In Maung, yes. Before. So those are some of the past projects that we have done before. And because of that, this is a space where young people can also come and meet with different people, get information, get inspiration. I know some libraries, one library that we've worked with before has been the Ramotswa Library, where we were doing a speaker program there, and the young people there would come and get, and we did topics from health, education, from business. And so I would probably say, if you're thinking about if you want to study abroad, whether you want to do academically, whether you want to do it as a short term, as an exchange program, whether you want to go there maybe in an English language program, visit the library, and they can even get in touch with us right now.
Let me touch on this, reading and the importance of literacy. How important it is. I mean, you also work in the education space, and you see, a diverse group of people, individuals from academia to private sector. How important is it for students to cultivate this lifestyle and this culture of reading? Because like you rightfully said, our devices are pulling us this way. Facebook, even just for me, I'm a reader, but when I read, I put my phone in another room because it will vibrate while I'm reading, and that demon will be calling me to say, hey, check out what
Exactly.
Walk us through the importance of that culture for just any Botswana who's listening.
I'll tell you this. I'm going to use myself as an example here. Because when I started at primary level, I had a challenge with the language English.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not.
Not you.
I did. So my mother was a language teacher. Wow. But the one thing that she drummed on me was that every day after school I had to read. There was this one book about the porcupine. I was meant to read it day in, day out. And I would read it out loud. Now, here's the thing about reading. I began enjoying it because I then began enjoying storytelling, because we grew up hearing mainane, no tabelwa linane. And so, number one, from just reading alone, I was able to grasp the language, right? I became comfortable speaking, even using English, and I was able to be more articulate. I learned more words. I know the first time I used the word truancy in my composition, my mother cried.
Wow.
Because I had read it in a book, and the title of the composition was "The Day I Played Truancy," and it's like, you know what truancy is? I'm like, yeah, from the books. So the thing is that I understand on your devices you are reading, okay, but you need to get to a point where you enjoy reading a book. and
like
finish
that.
it.
Absolutely.
And start with something small. You're laughing about my how about my cheese book.
Yes.
But in all honesty, it's a nice small read.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it. And very soon, maybe I might actually read Malcolm X.
Yeah.
You know, that big one. I might get to it.
I like that. You know, and just to add on to what you're saying, my personal story is that nothing I'm doing today I qualify for.
Yeah.
I'm very unqualified, but reading and personal growth has really opened many doors for me. So I would love to echo your words and shout out to your mom. You know, Batsadi that cultivate a reading culture, really give their children a tools for success. So that's a very powerful thing. Look, I know you're playing two roles today on the Stars and Stripes radio show. Of course, you're touching on our Meet America policy discussion, but I'd also like to bring you into chasing the dream. What opportunities are available? We touched on, you know, the kind of lifestyle that one must cultivate in order to study abroad. Do you have anything for Botswana?
I do, but you know, before I seg into that and quickly on that, is also to make mention of the fact that, you know, when we're talking about libraries, it's just not words. Like currently we are hoping, we were in Tsabong, you know, Tsabong village.
Yes.
Where that side where we know even connectivity is of an issue. But we're trying right now, we're in the process, we're hoping to be able to open an Education USA shelf within the library.
Wow.
And that would be an opportunity for, you know, the community that side to get, be equipped with information about, you know, study opportunities in the U.S. And we're also able to reach them even more. So instead of them coming to Gaborone, we're taking the resources to the people. But we're not to any place, but the library. So if any of you really, if you want to know more about these study abroad opportunities and you're in Tsabong, I would say that, you know, we're hoping that this project goes through and it falls through, but we're literally working on it. And these are some of the things that, you know, as the U.S. Embassy, we're investing on. But you ask me another question now.
Yes, the opportunities.
Yes. Because I do love opportunities.
Yeah, you and me both. Botswana, listen, these opportunities are endless. They have grants, they have opportunities for you to study abroad in various sectors. That's what I love about the U.S. Embassy. Whether you're a musician, an academic, or even an actor, you know, the U.S. Embassy has various number of programs for you. Remember to like their social media pages. It's the U.S. Embassy on all social media platforms. Yeah.
So we've been doing a lot of Fulbright.
Oh, yes.
So in the past weeks, we've been on our Facebook page, advertising for the Distinguished Teachers Award, which is now closed. So now is another study abroad opportunity, an opportunity for you to go, do your master's for 2 years in the U.S.
Ooh.
And the program is the Fulbright Foreign Student Program. So the competition is now open. And the deadline for submission and the online application is Monday, May 1st.
Okay.
Right? And so you can apply. Right now, you can log on to our website, the U.S. Embassy website, to actually download the notification, the announcement for yourself. But I would love, if you have any questions, if you have any questions, do call in right now. But the masters, the whole reason why this program exists was designed to strengthen local institutions through supporting countries to actually help their people acquire master's degrees in the U.S.
Wow. Well, it's Gabs FM, power to engage your world as the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the U.S. Embassy. And of course, the theme of today is National Library Day, an important day for all readers. And I love what you said, let's all cultivate the culture of reading. I call myself the prolific Pantsola. The prolific side is the side that I invest in books. And I'm a big believer in that. Reading is much more than just a hobby or a pastime. It's a journey of personal growth and empowerment, a tool for expanding your knowledge and a means of escape from this world. Ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of this, we're going to be talking to our partner Spotlight, and of course she is a communications and marketing consultant as well as a Yali alumni. She goes by the name Larona Lekhabe. Hold that line. We're going to continue shortly after this. Good afternoon.
Gabs
FM. Power to engage your world.
It's Gabs FM, power to engage your world. And of course, welcome back to the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the US Embassy in partnership with Gabs FM, hashtag America in Botswana. And of course, happy holidays to the nation. Hope you're traveling and traveling safe. And of course, today's theme is National Library Day. Samantha and I are big on books, we're big on reading. And you know, this is one of my all-time favorite subjects. Look, Wabil, before I let you go, last words, is there anything else that we should know about opportunities available? Who's eligible for some of these opportunities? Walk us through them.
All right, great. So for this, the Fulbright Foreign Student Program, let me just touch on this. You must be between the ages of 25 to 40.
Oh, amen. I qualify.
Have an outstanding academic record. High level of English proficiency, and you should have completed a 4-year bachelor's degree.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So we're good with that?
100%.
All right. Then in terms of the fields that are covered in this, it ranges from environmental science,
nice,
information tech, mass communication, that's journalism, media studies,
nice, public
relations, agriculture or food science, business, that's finance or accounting, education, public policy, gender studies, public health, and hospitality and tourism.
Wow.
Can you now see? I mean, it's a lot of fields. We're not restrictive. So with all that number of and this award covers everything. It's a full cover for maximum 2 years study in the UNs, including tuition and fees for your maintenance allowance. So you get a stipend, health insurance, books and supplies, and of course, even their, any required field trips within your program of study would be covered by this award.
And flights and everything else. So it's a turnkey solution. Wow.
Even when if you are selected as a nominee for this program by the US government, because there are requirements for you to do standardized tests like the TOEFL as well as the GRE, which is the graduate record exam, which you would normally pay. The TOEFL is about $195. The same price as around GRE is about $200. That is covered by the US government if you are selected.
Wow. Botswana, please go out and be part and parcel of this opportunity. Call a friend and tell a friend.
Thank you.
Put it in your family WhatsApp group.
Follow us on social media.
Follow the US Embassy on social media. Please, let's make sure we spread the news. Because beyond jokes, this is a huge opportunity to empower Botswana. And at the end of the day, an empowered Botswana is an empowered nation.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic Easter holiday.
I'm about to jump now. Right now, I have a girls' day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're going to be having fun. We will pass by a library to ask for a map.
Okay.
As to where we're heading to. So librarians just know I'm
shame.
coming.
So I can't join.
I know you're not a girl, are you?
I'm not sure. Well, moving swiftly along, pun intended, partner spotlight, we have Larona Lekhabe, communications and marketing consultant. She's also a Yali alumni, and of course, she's part and parcel of the movement in terms of reading books, our love for books, and of course, celebrating National Library Day. Larona, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You sound shy. Are you okay?
No, I'm not shy at all.
Are you not shy? Are you an introvert or extrovert?
Oh God, I'm not an introvert. I'm not like Wabile, no.
You're an extrovert.
Very, very, very out there.
Okay. Look, let's talk about your experience in the US. What did you go? We know you're a Yale alumni. What did you go out there to study? What was your experience, and how does it, move you forward in today?
All right. Thank you so much, first of all, for the opportunity.
Yeah.
I got the amazing opportunity to do the Mandela Washington Fellowship last year, which was 2022.
Nice.
In
you're
civic
fresh.
engagement. I'm very fresh.
Yeah.
Very, very fresh. So active in the civic engagement track, and I was at Indiana University.
Nice.
It was for 6 weeks, and when I say it was a life-changing 6 weeks, I'm not even exaggerating. Even my friends told me, you came back different. Like something is different about you now. I'll start with personally. Personally, we all have this imposter syndrome when you feel like I'm not doing enough, or maybe I'm not at that level that I think I'm at, even though you can have people praising you and telling Lana, you're doing great and whatnot. But like this fellowship, getting this opportunity, because there's like thousands of applications.
Absolutely. And
being able to be a part of that was just like a rubber stamp to say, no, but Lana, you're actually worth it.
Yes,
you're
absolutely.
You're doing the things that need to be done.
Absolutely.
So that was as a big confidence booster for me. It sort of ignited me again to say, okay, cool, Lorna, you're doing well. Let's keep doing some more. And then I got to meet amazing people. I have friends from all over Africa. And I always say I've never become more African than I was during this fellowship, because I got to experience people from different parts of the continent. And I was the only Botswana in my institute, so that means I had to really branch out to make friends like everybody. And that was really, really amazing. And I'm still friends with them. We still have WhatsApp groups. I'm planning a vacation with some of them this year. So yeah. So it really lifelong friendships.
It really improved your network. Let's touch on exposure. You know, obviously they often say, you know, an exposed mind opens doors for success.
Definitely.
Walk us through that experience in terms of being exposed to, you know, the most powerful country in the world. You know, from a marketing perspective, one of the top tier places that one would want to be in terms of understanding the marketing language, and of course civic engagement. That is one thing that Americans do believe in.
And
Walk us through.
So well.
And they do it very well.
I think one of the things that I really, really loved, so part of the program we got to visit different organizations, be it private and be it non-profit organizations. And one of the things that I really, really loved, that I really want to bring back to Botswana, is having partnerships where a business sets up a company sets up a business in a community, and they don't just say, okay, cool, we're here, we're a retail store, for example. They make, one of the companies that we talked with was called Cook Medical, which was in Indiana, and they're like a medical device manufacturing company. And they said something that resonated well with me, and they said they want the community of Indianapolis to be proud to have them there.
Wow.
And they do that through many community initiatives. So they're not just saying, nah, fine, we're providing a service, you're paying for it, that's where we draw the line. They said, no, we want people to be better off from being exposed to us, being in this environment, being in this community where we work. And one of the other things that I also learned was about social enterprises.
Nice.
A lot of the times you have this passion to say, I want to be able to help people, but funding is a problem. Funding becomes a problem, and then you sort of give up and decide, I can't be able to do this. But in social enterprises, you are still able to deliver that service while making enough money to be able to fund, or at least to fund the admin and the behind the scenes of this.
Absolutely.
So it's one of the things that I really think it's as a country we really need to look into. And then one of the other very important lessons that I learned was about asset-based community development projects.
I like that.
So again, and this is something that I used to always struggle with, to say, oh, maybe I want to start like a national literacy project, for example. Nation is big. And nation is big, and I'm thinking, oh, that means I need funding from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that becomes a whole problem. So with asset-based community development project, they said, start from look from where you are. So if I'm here, I'm with you, Swift. There's YBile here. And I'm like, so what can Swift bring to the table? What assets does he have? What assets does YBile have? You have radio experience. You're a journalist. How can we use that experience and that skill to help us with a certain project? And not necessarily going too far and too big to say, oh, I need like $1 million to be able to fund this project. Start from within, make impact within your community, and then it will grow from there, because you will get to inspire people within that community and that also want to give back and all that.
Powerful stuff. Well, it's Gabs FM, powered to engage your world. And of course, you're on the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the US Embassy in partnership with Gabs FM. And of course, today we're not only commemorating, but we're celebrating National Library Day. Larona, what does National Library Day mean to you?
It's actually one of my favorite days, because
Seriously?
I love libraries. Oh my god. One of my earliest memories was when I was a kid. I used to live in Muchudi, and the Muchudi library was my favorite place to go to.
Serious?
On Saturdays in the morning, I would do my chores and I'd be like, Mama, bye, I'll see you later. And I lived there. I literally lived in that library. I read most of the books there that were my age. And then even in junior school, I remember as a Form 1 student, unfortunately they didn't pick me to be the library waitress. I don't know why. Big mistake.
I like
but
that.
I was there every day that they made me an honorary waitress. They're like, you know what, dear, here all the time. You know so much about the library. You might as well just be part of the team. I love Library Day. I think it's a great day to highlight the importance of libraries. I think you also talked with Wabile earlier about how, yes, we're moving to a digital world, but libraries still can move with us in that space. People should not just stop thinking libraries are just where physical books are. There's so many other resources you can get from there.
What book are you reading now?
I'm so glad you asked me that. I'm reading a book, a self-help book, which is a first for me because I'm not really big in self-help books.
Are you big on novels and stuff?
Yes, I'm a big novelist.
Like Peter was walking down the aisle.
I'm big on fiction because it transports me to a different world.
Oh, as a creative, I can understand. Okay, fair enough.
But I'm reading this book. It's called The Mountain Is You, and it's about overcoming self-sabotage.
Wow.
It's a really good book. Like,
The Mountain Is You?
Yeah. So like, you're the mountain. You're the one who's stopping yourself from reaching greater heights. It's a beautiful book. Please go look for it. I think it's by Brianna West.
I will do exactly that. Look,
yes.
Let's continue conversation. Do not change that FM dial. And of course, welcome to the Stars and Stripes radio show. Happy holidays, celebrating National Library Day. And you know what I'm doing this weekend?
What are you doing this weekend?
I love coffee. And I love to have my me time with my books.
Okay, what are you reading right now?
I'm reading Why Nations Fail.
I love that book.
It's brilliant.
I read that book when I was doing my undergrad. I love that book.
Jesus, while you're doing undergrad, I only read it now. But if there's a book that's blown my mind,
no, it's a really good book. Do you know what you should read after that?
What?
Dambisa Moyo's Why Foreign Aid Does Not Work in Africa.
I'm going to do exactly
Yes.
that.
I'm not sure if that's the right title, but I had a degree in economics.
Oh, wow.
I know, very, very different from what I'm doing now. And my dissertation was about foreign aid's effectiveness in developing countries. And that book actually inspired my dissertation.
I'm actually going to prove it. I'm going to WhatsApp you once I buy it, and definitely I'm going to do that.
You should. It's a really good book.
Look, moving swiftly along, let me bump you some music. On the other side of this, we're going to continue conversation. Please do me a favor, post the book that you are reading and tag the US Embassy, tag Gabs FM, and let's create a culture of reading. Let's create a culture where we're reviewing books, we're really talking about knowledge, because even who was it? Was it Bill Gates who said, you know, if there was one superpower that he wished he had, was the ability to read faster. Gabs FM, power to engage your world.
The Stars and Stripes show was brought to you by the US Embassy.